this guy was suicidal. And eventually he hanged himself. And the mother was so frustrated and kept saying, "What a wasted life. Such a wasted life." So when I was visiting with her, I said, you got to stop this. It was not a wasted life. He was suicidal for about 6 years before he actually killed himself, which means that for 6 years he fought this thing. 6 years he was successful in refusing to kill himself, which is not easy. And every time he refused, he became holier. Every time he refused to kill himself, he weakened that evil impulse for everybody in the world. Because he said no to the temptation of killing himself, everyone in the world can now say no to that temptation a little easier. Because, we all live in the same bubble. When a person does something good on one side of the world, it helps everybody in the world to do good. When a person does something bad, gives in to a weakness, that weakness becomes stronger in general in the world, and everybody has a harder time saying no to it. So a guy who refuses to kill himself for 6 years despite the temptation, he's a hero. After 6 years, it wore him down. So imagine a guy in the army is defending a position against the enemy, and he defends it successfully for 6 years. And then he runs out of bullets. But that a wasted life? The man's a hero. So, when our existence is really bad, and we don't let it ruin our lives, you have two sides to your presence, the painful side and the heroic side. You get too focused on one side, you're not looking at yourself objectively or correctly. Just like the guy who does one good thing in his whole miserable life, he does one good thing and thinks he's perfect. You say, "Excuse me, but what about the bad things you did?" He said, "I don't want to talk about it." So what do you mean you don't want to talk about it? You're living in denial. So when a bad person acts as if he were good, we all hate him. But most other people act as if they're completely bad and refuse to talk about the good side. Why is that better? So, how do you handle the negative, painful side of your existence? Just be even. Be balanced. Okay, that's the bad news. Now what's the good news?